always allows us to get to know the person, what makes them tick, and finally, just to welcome them to our club. So please help me welcome Rachael.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am so grateful to be here this morning. I live only 2 blocks away, so I get to walk here. I have a funky Hyde Park apartment, and so by funky, I mean old and small. And it was just on Monday, I was rearranging my furniture in my living room, and I sat in my love seat in its new position, and I could not believe what I discovered. I discovered a completely new view from my apartment I had never seen before. And I thought that was so interesting because it absolutely paralleled my life of how I arrived here in Tampa, Florida to begin with. Because I must tell you, I'm not from these neck of the woods, okay? Does anybody know where Yosemite, California is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yosemite National Park, it's in California. Beautiful. 40 miles south of Yosemite, California. To get there, you will have to go through a very small, tiny wagon wheel town, Mariposa, California. And you'll be welcomed in that town by a Pioneer wagon that literally says Pioneer Market on the side. And you have to say it like that too. Pioneer Market. Okay? I brought a couple postcards so you guys could get a mental picture of my hometown. And so if you'd like to come with me, I'd like to take you to my childhood home, and that would be 15 miles into the deep, dark woods of Mariposa. So even outside that very tiny small town, we're going to go ahead and wind through the hills, and we're going to arrive to an address, 5661 Whitlock Road, and on your left, you will see a dry creek bed going up. That creek bed is my driveway. Okay, so you're going to want to hold on tight. Okay, so as we're going to go ahead and head up the driveway, it's a mile long. Right before you reach my house, the incline right before you get to the house is about this steep. So you're going to need to accelerate the car, because if you don't accelerate enough, you're not going to make it. Okay? But finally, when you get to the top and you go through the house, you step out onto the deck, you're going to see the most beautiful panoramic views of the Sierra Nevada foothills. Talk about a view I didn't appreciate when I was younger. Also, probably one of the things I didn't appreciate were my siblings. I'm the youngest of 4 children. I have 2 older sisters and an older brother. And my 2 older sisters, my 2 beautiful older sisters, are the perfect case for birth control. They were both teenage mothers, and so I witnessed firsthand some things I could do differently along the way. So I am very appreciative for them. However, out of that came probably the most precious blessings of my life. I have 7 nieces and nephews. I have a great nephew, and I just arrived last week as my first great niece, Kimber Rose. So what a blessing they are to my life. So finally, I managed to get on to the Pioneer wagon and move out of Mariposa and ended up into the Central Valley of California, about south of Sacramento. And it was there where I kind of stumbled upon a degree somehow. And I say stumbled because I never knew anybody with a degree. I've never been exposed to anybody that had one. And so, you know, it was something I saw somebody doing, so I was like, okay, why not? I'll go to college too. So, so I'm very fortunate to have that experience in California. From California, I moved to beautiful Oregon, where I was able to reconnect with nature again. And I really appreciated the Portland, Oregon experience. It's a big town, much different from the Mariposa. I remember being lost in IKEA and calling my roommate, crying, bawling in IKEA. If I'm lost lost at IKEA and I can't get out. How am I going to make it in Portland? So from there, I had an opportunity with my job to transfer here to Florida. And so that's how I come before you today in Tampa, Florida. Very grateful for those experiences. I always try to rearrange the furniture in my head because it helps me get to places like where I am right now. And you're going to hear from me in the future 3 practices that I like to do to be sure that I'm always rearranging that furniture. And I kind of housed it under the blanket called the Grateful Pantry. So I really look forward to sharing more of that with you guys. But thank you so much.